Thank you for taking the time to learn more about what makes Willowise online memorials so special. During this demonstration, we will take an in-depth look at the 3 core offerings here at Willowise. We'll start by looking at the features and benefits of a memorial website. Then we'll move into the creative possibilities that exist for online memorial services. And then we'll close by taking a look at how we can creatively bring your community together through a virtual reception. Feel free to jump to the section you're most interested in by referencing the video timestamps shown here. If your loved one passed away recently, you're probably realizing one of the most urgent needs that a memorial website can solve, and that's communication. You're probably receiving numerous inquiries from well-intentioned friends and relatives. Questions like, when is the memorial service? Do we have an obituary? Where can we send flowers? How can we help? Those questions arriving in text messages, emails, phone calls, and social media comments are obviously well-meaning, but I know personally how it can feel very daunting to respond to each, especially since you might be spinning in your own emotions and grief right now. In the 2 to 3 weeks after someone passes away, a memorial website acts as a communication hub for all of the logistics about service details, both in-person and online services. It can feature the obituary. It can include instructions on where to send flowers, and it can include a donation portal for a charity of your choice or to a fundraising site like GoFundMe. When you receive those inquiries from friends and family, you can simply respond with the website URL and let the website do the rest. There are several things that make our memorial websites a huge leap above anything else you might find elsewhere. First is the site address itself. We can acquire any domain name that is available at standard domain registration rates. Common URLs our clients choose are honoringfirstnamelastname.com. Other options include rememberingfirstnamelastname.com or simply firstnamelastname.com if it is available at standard registration rates. That means the web address is intuitive, easy to remember, and it's unique to your loved one. The URL isn't buried in the vendor's menu navigation like samplememorialwebsitevendor.com/clientmemorials/firstnamelastname. We also don't redirect your custom URL to a site on our own page. That means when you share the URL on social media, the preview thumbnail will be accurate. We can also create a QR code for the memorial website that can be added to any physical media like a headstone or an urn. Anyone viewing your loved one's physical memorial can quickly scan the code with their phone and be taken to the memorial website to get a fuller picture of who they were and the impact they had on the world. If you have any privacy concerns, we can optionally make the contents of the memorial site protected by a password of your choosing. If you choose this option, you would share the URL and the password with anyone you wish to view the site. This option is less common, but it is available if you would like it. The design of Willowise memorial websites are absolutely gorgeous when viewed on desktop browsers, and they're mobile optimized for viewing on tablets and smartphones. No matter the device people are using, the site will be beautiful, easy to read, and easy to navigate. The web design starts with a hero image of your loved one. We recommend this be a recent, high-resolution image since it will be featured on the website. And if you choose a Willowise memorial service, this image will also be used extensively in additional assets like invitations and programs that we will design for the service. The design also features a large background image that captures a unique aspect or interest of your loved one. If your loved one enjoyed travel and Venice was their favorite city, we can use a nice image of Venice for this background. You can provide this image if you have something that will work. However, because this is such a large image and it lends itself to a more artistic application, we often recommend letting the Willowise design team choose a professional image based on the characteristics or parameters that you provide. When viewed on a desktop browser, this large image features beautiful parallax scrolling that adds a really professional element to the design. The next section on most memorial sites is the obituary or the biography. This text section can be whatever you would like, or it can be deleted altogether. Most clients choose to feature the obituary here. If you need help writing the obituary, you can reach out to your Willowise Memorial Concierge for suggested templates for ideas you can use for the obituary. As you move down the page, it brings you to the memorial service section next. In this section, you can announce any type of service you may be having, whether that's in person at a funeral home, church, or synagogue, or whether it's online, or whether it's a hybrid of an in-person service with online elements. If you're announcing an in-person service, we can include dates, times, and the address, including a link to Google Maps. If you've chosen a Willowise memorial service, this is where we'll provide the date and the time of that service and embed the registration widget. If your service is a hybrid of both in-person and online, we can provide details of both in this section. Once the service has passed, this is where we will embed the recording of the service. The next section is optional, but it can be a really great opportunity to include something unique about your loved one. For my dad's memorial, we did a virtual choir, which was very unique to who he was. He was a music minister for over 40 years at 11 different churches across 5 different states. We put out a call for anyone who had served under his choral direction to join a virtual choir in his honor. The result is a beautiful tribute to who he was, and it's a great element that makes his memorial website so special. If you have a poem, a scripture, a video, a recorded song, or even a Spotify playlist, we can include that in the site. This is a really flexible option for whatever you would like to have included. The slideshow and the photo gallery make up the next section on the site. If you choose the Willowise Gold or Platinum packages, we will design a beautiful video slideshow using any song of your choosing and photos you provide to us. We will embed this slideshow in the memorial website, and it can also be a very moving part of the memorial service itself. If you already have a slideshow created, we can also include that in the site. The photo gallery features a beautiful scrolling carousel of image thumbnails that allows you to click on any image to enlarge it and then scroll through the full-size images at your own pace. Depending on which Willowise package you choose, the photo gallery can allow for up to 200 images. As you might expect, the photo gallery is one of the most personal elements of the memorial website, and it's something that families will come back to view year after year. You also have the option to include a section about flowers and donations. If you would like to receive flowers, we can include instructions on where to send those. If there is a charity that is dear to your loved one's heart, we can include a donation portal that encourages visitors to donate to that charity in honor of your loved one. Or perhaps you've set up a GoFundMe or similar type of fundraiser to help with unexpected expenses after your loved one's passing. In this section, we can include a link to that fundraising page. This section beautifully answers the question, how can we help? And then the last section of the website is arguably one of the most important features of a Willowise Memorial website, and that's the guest book. This is where we will collect the tributes, memories, photos, and condolences from all those that loved your loved one. Crucially, no social media profile is required to post in a Willowise guest book. This is a critical feature in today's day and age when so many people have sworn off social media for whatever their various reasons may be. Our guest book allows anyone who knew your loved one to post their story without needing to sign up for a service they may not want. It also allows you to have one consolidated place where these memories live. If there have been comments or tributes shared on social media, you can request those folks copy and paste their memories over here on the guest book so you can have them compiled in a single location. The guest book is highly interactive as it allows posters to edit their text with formatting like bold, italicized, and underlined text. Users can link to other web addresses. Critically, they can also upload their own photos of your loved one. The photos in your photo gallery will usually be photos your family has gathered, but it can be so nice to have those additional photos of your loved one that come from outside sources, and that's where they can go in the guest book. The guest book also includes best practice anti-spam controls to make sure only relevant content makes its way onto the page. If anything questionable does pop up, the Willowise team can easily remove any posts you don't want on the page. Users can also like and reply to individual posts in the guest book, creating engaging discussion threads around different memories of your loved one. To encourage visitors to sign the guest book, Willowise memorial sites feature a subtle, persistent call-out throughout the page. Because our memorial websites are custom, let us know if there's something you didn't see listed in this product overview, and we can probably make it happen. I like to call the memorial website the headstone of the future. And rather than a cold slab of stone that only has a short sentence to describe someone's life, a memorial website can contain photos, videos, music, slideshows, poems, scriptures, an obituary, eulogies, and anything else that makes your loved one so special. And guess what? You don't have to physically travel to visit the memorial anytime those emotions come up. Your loved one's memorial website is as close as the nearest web browser, which is in most of our pockets nowadays. Families are using these memorial websites to come back to on anniversaries, birthdays, and other important dates as a way to remember their loved one. I know my dad's memorial website brings our family great comfort, and I hope you can see how they can do the same for your family. Willowise memorial services are a beautiful and timeless way of honoring your loved one. They help mourners find a sense of closure, and they're able to be rewatched time and time again. Here are some of the many benefits of gathering virtually. First, online gatherings eliminate the need to travel. Travel for a memorial service is almost always unexpected, last minute, and therefore more expensive. Additionally, travel for a funeral is usually a short trip, since sightseeing and revelry isn't usually on the mind of most mourners. Secondly, virtual services save a tremendous amount of money for the family. Third, they vastly open up the pool of people who can attend to honor your loved one's memory. A friend from college may not be able to travel to attend a service, but more than likely, they can take a long lunch break at work to attend a virtual service to remember their friend. Exclusively in-person services generally mean only the relationally close are able to attend. Bringing your memorial gathering online means nearly anyone who knew your loved one can attend. Common names for these end-of-life services are memorial service, celebration of life, funeral, homegoing service, and so on. They can feature many different types of content we'll discuss here. For this demonstration, we'll be calling them memorial services, but we can call your service whatever you'd like. Willowise services begin with the registration process. There will be a registration widget built into the memorial website that allows people to quickly register for a memorial service. To reduce friction during the registration process, we recommend only requiring names and email addresses from registrants. However, if you intend to mail physical thank you cards or make calls or send text messages, we can also add physical address and phone number to the registration form. We will provide the registration list to you periodically before the service and then immediately after the service is complete. We also professionally design a digital invitation card that you can post to social media or share via email and text messages. Once attendees register, they're taken to a confirmation page that looks like this. They can add the event to their calendar, copy their unique login link, share the event across their social media channels, cancel their registration, or back at the top of the page, they can return to the memorial website. They will also receive a confirmation email that includes much of the same information from the confirmation page. From the email, they can add the event to their calendar, save their unique link, and run a system test. You'll also notice dial-in information. For attendees that have a poor system connection, they can use their phone to listen in to the event by dialing in. The day of the service, attendees will receive a reminder email 30 minutes before the event begins, with their unique link built into the View Event button. One of the most critical benefits of a Willowise memorial service is that there are no apps to download or software plugins to install. Everything is viewable from any modern internet browser, including mobile devices. That means friends and family that may not be very fluent with technology have a frictionless process for them to attend. Willowise memorial services can accommodate up to 1,000 signed-in devices. Oftentimes, attending families will view memorials together on a single device, so we typically see an average of 2 or more people per device. If you need even more attendance capacity, we can live stream your event out to an unlimited audience via YouTube live stream. Attendees can sign into the service 15 minutes prior to the start, and they're brought into a waiting room that features a countdown timer to the beginning of the service. It also has instrumental music playing so that they can adjust their volume levels as needed before the service begins. At the start of the service, they're automatically brought into the room. Similar to a service in a church, synagogue, funeral home, or theater, someone is on stage while all the attendees are watching in listen-only mode. Only the speakers will be able to share their microphones and webcams. If attendees are having any connection issues, they can click the Help button at the top of the page for some troubleshooting tips that will resolve most connection problems. Attendees can engage with each other and the content of the service using the chat function. There's also the ability for attendees to private chat with other attendees inside the room. In the Handouts tab, attendees can download the service program, thank you card, and any other downloadable assets you would like to share with the attendees. Willowise will professionally design the service program and the thank you card. The Willowise team will work with you to create an order of service that beautifully honors your loved one. You can have clergy share a message. You can have friends and family members deliver eulogies and scripture readings. We can include the slideshow montage video in the service. We can share presentation slides like PowerPoint or Keynote presentations. If you have musical performances, those can be included in the service as a pre-recorded video. In fact, one of the most powerful aspects of a Willowise virtual service is our video editing capabilities. Being a good presenter in a virtual environment requires a certain level of experience and expertise that many people, understandably, don't have. That's why we strongly recommend you have all of your service presenters pre-record their content instead of presenting live. The Willowise team provides detailed guidelines on how speakers can pre-record their content using just their smartphone with a really professional quality. There are several benefits from pre-recording content. First, speakers can do multiple takes to make sure they fit within their allotted time constraints. Or they can use multiple takes if their emotions didn't let them communicate clearly on the earliest versions of their recording. Second, pre-recording speaker content cuts down on presenters having internet connection or hardware issues during the live event. Third, pre-recording content eliminates the inevitable "can everyone hear me?" question or the accidental muting that often happens with live presenters. It allows your service to flow more smoothly from one element to the next. Lastly, pre-recording speaker content allows the Willowise team to professionally edit the content together by adding nice lower thirds graphics announcing each presenter and beautiful transition graphics as we move between sections of the service. We also get the chance to equalize speaker audio levels, so no individual speaker is too loud or too quiet in comparison to the other presenters. We found that encouraging presenters to pre-record their content has led to the smoothest and most moving memorial services. Pre-recording the memorial content may sound like a daunting task, but your Willowise Memorial Concierge will walk you and your presenters through every step in the process. To keep the memorial services from feeling cold and sterile, we often encourage the immediate family to be visible on webcam during the service. They don't need to speak, but having their webcams visible to other attendees give the services a very intimate feeling. Attendees can see the family reacting to the various elements of the service, and it serves to bind the whole community together while everyone feels those same emotions together. If you're having an in-person service at a funeral home, church, synagogue, or other venue, there's a good possibility we can support the online component of their service to create a hybrid event. Ask your in-person vendor if they have the capability of live streaming their services. If they can, we can work with them to bring their stream into our service room. The benefits of doing this are that you will have a record of attendee registrations. Online attendees can chat and interact in real time as the live service is taking place, and the recording of the service will be captured through the online event and posted back to the memorial website within a few short hours. These last two scenarios aren't common for a memorial service, but they are available if you would like to take advantage of them. First, presenters can share their screen if there is something they would like to show or demonstrate from their own computer. And secondly, we can poll the audience with any questions you would like to have them answer. If you choose the Willowise Gold or Platinum packages, attendees will automatically be directed to the interactive reception room at the completion of the memorial service. Within a few hours of the close of the memorial service, the Willowise team will have the recording of the service ready. We will update the verbiage on the website to reflect the past tense nature of the service. Attendees will still register to view the service in the same way as before, but after registering, they will immediately be taken into the recording to view it on demand. Willowise memorial services are absolutely beautiful. And best of all, they're preserved for you to come back to anytime you would like. As the days after your loved one's passing turn into weeks, months, and years, these recorded services remain available to keep their memory alive and bring comfort to anyone who knew them and loved them. please talk to the Willowise team about how we can make the memorial service for your loved one truly special. Willowise reception rooms are one of our clients' favorite parts of their online memorial experience. These receptions are similar to the lobby or fellowship hall at a church, synagogue, or funeral home, where people are able to converse together in an open and unscripted way. All attendees will be able to share their camera and microphone to be seen and heard in the room. These receptions are always filled with comments like, "It's so good to see you. It's been too long. I can't believe how big all the kids are getting." People from literally all around the world are able to gather around their shared experiences with your loved one. The sense of unity in these online receptions is truly beautiful to behold. Immediately following the end of a virtual memorial service, attendees are automatically directed to join the reception room. On laptops and desktop computers, users can attend the reception right in their browser window with no apps to download or plugins to install. If attendees are experiencing poor audio issues, they can dial into the reception room using a phone call to hear the audio. We can accommodate up to 250 signed-in devices into the reception room, and just like the services, there are usually an average of 2 or more viewers per device connection. Depending on your preferences, we can allow the conversation in the reception room to happen completely organically, or we can work with you to facilitate some discussion topics. Common discussion prompts are things like, "What was your favorite memory of John? How long did you know John and where did you meet? Do you have a favorite saying of John's? Do you have any funny stories about times you spent together?" And so on. If you have someone who can act as a good discussion facilitator, we encourage someone from your community to prompt those types of conversations. If not, your Willowise Memorial Concierge can easily serve in this role if you prefer. To keep the discussion orderly without people talking at the same time, attendees can click the Raise Hand button to indicate they'd like to speak. The facilitator can call on them and open up the conversation. If you choose the Platinum package, we can create 3 breakout rooms focused on any type of arrangement you'd like in order to create more intimate gathering spaces. Splitting attendees into the breakout rooms can be done randomly, or we can orient the rooms around different aspects of your loved one's life. Things like family, church, school, or work communities. If your loved one lived in several locations during their life, we can make these breakout rooms geographically focused. The flexibility is there for you to tailor these rooms however you would like. Inside the reception room, attendees have quite a bit of control into how they are experiencing the room. They can mute and unmute themselves and turn their camera on and off. They can adjust their own view of how they're viewing other attendees. Attendees can turn on closed captioning with automatic translation into 5 different languages if needed. The public chat is a great way for attendees to react and interact with what's being discussed, and they can also share links to external sites. Some less frequently used capabilities are things like screen sharing, polls, Q&A, and whiteboarding. They aren't common for a memorial reception, but they are available should you have a need for them. The main room of a memorial reception can also be recorded and added at the end of the recorded memorial service for on-demand viewing at a later date. Willowise Memorial Receptions bring together communities from all around the world in a beautiful, cost-effective way that simply wasn't possible just a few short years ago. Grieving families love these times of fellowship with far-flung acquaintances that want to honor your loved one. A Willowise memorial reception brings a sense of closeness and closure to everyone who attends. Starting with a beautiful memorial website, then moving into a touching memorial service, and closing with an intimate memorial reception, the Willowise team is here to help you find closure and create lasting memories of your loved one. Walking through my own grieving process as a result of losing my dad allowed us to rethink some of the aspects of how we honor our loved ones after their passing. And I am so proud of how Willowise has helped families honor their loved ones well. I hope you'll allow us to help you in honoring yours. Thank you.